Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as like there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Hello. I hope that I'm live right now. Please do let me know if you are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, guys. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. If there is any issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Okay, there's no issues. Okay, great. Amazing, guys. Amazing. So, how are you guys? Is everybody fine? Do let me know. Okay, I'm audible as well as visible clearly. No issues. Okay, great. Amazing, guys. Good evening, everyone. So, how are you guys? How was your day? I am having some cough today, so please pardon me for the same. I was not feeling well yesterday, so I was not able to take up the class. Anyhow, if you guys like, just please bear with me a bit. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Good. Great. Okay. Great. Yeah, I'm also fine today. Like yesterday, I had a lot of cough and a bit of fever as well. So I decided not to take up the class itself. That is why today we'll be having our class from today onwards. I've taken up the medicine and everything. Okay. Okay. And we will be starting off with Node.js from today. So that will be our aim. Today we'll be covering up Node.js as well as NPM or Node Package Manager. So these are the two things that we will be starting off from today. Okay. Jerin, the full stack industrial training will be starting either from the two batches. One is going to start from the 15th of July, and the other one is going to start from the 1st of August. So these are the two batches that we are having as of this particular point of time. Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So, like I said, today we will be starting off with Node.js as well as we'll be learning about NPM or Node Package Manager as well. So, these are the two things that we will be doing. Okay. And we'll be continuing from right over there. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So, can somebody let me know what are the different topics that we have studied in our last class? Can somebody remind me that? Can somebody remind me what have we studied in our last class, guys? Okay, so we studied about function. We studied about variables. That was before that, I guess. Okay, so we studied about return statements. We studied about concatenation. We studied about function strings, the greeting function that we worked upon, snippets. Okay, great. Okay, so now from today onwards, we will be using an online IDE. Okay, to move further, so I will be explaining you guys why snippets are not the way to actually code in JavaScript. We have already studied about in our last class why Node.js is important and how it is able to liberate JavaScript from the browser, put it up into your PC or your laptop or your workstation or even the servers where you are able to use JavaScript and have some additional features that you are able to play around using JavaScript as well. And that is what we'll be seeing today in a much more practical manner. Like last time, we just talked about it in a theoretical structure itself. Today we will be studying about that in a much more practical manner as well. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so yes, I'm having a bit of cough and fever, so that is the reason why I had to cancel up yesterday's class. I wasn't able to take it on time. So I didn't wanted you guys to suffer because of my lack of enthusiasm while I'm teaching. Okay, so I thought that it's better to basically cancel that class and move further. If there is any requirement to cover up topics via an additional class, I will definitely do that. Don't worry about it. Okay, my job is to make sure that you guys are able to enjoy the learning process and you're able to learn every single thing that is essential for you guys to basically get a good grasp over the basics of backend web development. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, so the today's class will be of 1.5 hours long. Okay, almost. Like I will try my best so that we are able to cover as much as possible in that. And yeah, so we will be starting out with Node.js in a much more practical sense. Okay, so should we get started, guys? Please do let me know. Thank you so much for your concern, guys. It's really very endearing to see that. Okay, so can we start off with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. So for yesterday's attendance, everybody will be getting the attendance for day 3. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. Okay, great. So let's get started, guys. So up till yesterday, we were using our snippets. Yesterday, I mean by the day 2 class, we were using snippets to basically write your code inside the browser itself. We discussed that it's very essential for us to be able to like create the backend applications that we will be doing inside our own laptops, inside our normal laptops, outside the browser, where the JavaScript is able to communicate and handle the file systems, handle different type of additional features that is required right over there. Now, writing your code inside snippets is very difficult. For example, if you're clearing up the cache of your browser itself, I hope that you guys are very familiar with cache. Please let me know. I'm not talking about the money cache. Okay, the cache. Okay, cache. Okay, that is basically the memory of your browser itself that stores up your cookies, that stores up your snippets, that stores up some additional details, including your previous passwords as well. Whenever you are clearing up the cache, you are inherently removing the basic memory that was there about yourself inside the browser. Clearing up cache results in removing of the scripts as well. So your scripts that have been stored inside the browser, right over there, that was also removed along with that. So your code that you have written as a snippet would also be lost forever. And you don't want that. You want an environment. You want a place where you're able to go and write your code, save your files on a local place itself, and you're able to create some folders. Inside the folders, you're able to have some files. You're able to have a very good hierarchy right over there. Okay, so due to that, we have the concept of IDEs, or integrated development environments. Now these IDEs are like, there are thousands of IDEs that are available right now across the globe. The most used IDE is the VS Code IDE. I was also previously like working on the Atom IDE because it provided a lot of I was able to play around with the IDE a lot, but I got to know that I'm just spending a lot more time into how my IDE looks like, how it functions like, and not pure coding. So I shifted back normally to VS Code once again. Okay, so you can definitely use VS Code. Okay, that is one of the greatest suggestions that I can give you guys. The second thing is, I'm able to understand not every one of you right over here in this bootcamp has a laptop or a desktop to work upon. I want to make sure that those people who are from their mobile phones as well are able to code or practice the entire thing at a later point of time. So due to that reason, so you are having an offline IDE like VS Code where you install that application into your laptop. You have the like an app inside your laptop where you are able to go and code. But there is a concept of an online IDE as well. Now, when you're using an offline IDE like VS Code or Atom, whatever code that you're writing, it's basically utilizing your laptop's resources. For example, when you're running the code or when you're using the code in general, it is basically utilizing your laptop's RAM, your laptop's CPU, your laptop's GPU. Basically, at the very end of the day, it's just using, okay, is just using the resources from your laptop. Now the thing with an online IDE is that companies identify not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody has a laptop to be able to install VS Code. Maybe they want to play around with their mobile phone itself. So they have created the exact same concept into an online IDE. Now, the thing with an online IDE is that it's opening up in a browser itself. Your entire IDE is opening up in a browser, which acts like your front end of the website, and the back end, that is where your code gets run, that is on a server, maybe in AWS, maybe in GCP, maybe in Azure, right over there. That's these cloud computing platforms. Whatever code that you're writing on an online IDE, okay, it does not require the resources of your laptop. The only resources of your laptop that gets utilized is your browser itself. All your code that you're writing gets executed on somebody's else computer. So for example, you can access this online IDE from your own mobile phone. You can type your code, you can run your code, but the code wouldn't utilize your mobile phones or your laptop's resources. It will be utilizing the server's resources. So that prevents any type of mishaps to happen with your laptop, and you can experiment out and about with a lot of different stuff, because at the end of the day you are not utilizing your own laptop. Okay, so we will be utilizing the code Sandbox. Okay, so codesandbox.io. This is a website that we will be utilizing. This is an amazing free to use software that is available. This is an online IDE that they have developed for you guys so that you are able to make projects on the go, like directly. You don't have to like install something or do anything. It already sets up everything for you guys. The second thing that you need to keep in mind while working with an online IDE is that it automatically deploys your website as well. Whatever website that you will be creating at a later point of time, not right now. Right now we'll be understanding the concepts much more better. But at any point of time, whatever website that you are creating using a code Sandbox, it will automatically deploy that website for you. So you can share the link of the website with everybody and they will be able to see your work as well. Working with a local IDE like VS Code, you would have to deploy the websites separately on your own, and that's not what you want. Okay, so let's get started right away, guys. So we'll be you have to just open up code Sandbox. Again, please do not code along with me, otherwise you will not be able to focus upon what I'm teaching and you will be missing out on concepts as well. So please do listen to me carefully and try to make sure that you are able to understand as much as possible. Let me just open up the live chat on my mobile phone so that I'm able to see your chats as well. Okay, so let's get started. So we'll be creating a new sandbox. Okay, we'll be clicking on this new sandbox button and we'll be using the node HTTP server. Okay, templates. They have already provided a template to us. Okay, they have already provided a template to us as well. Okay, so right over here you have to click on node HTTP server and it will create the entire dependencies and whatever are the different things that you need to install. Okay, it will already do that for you, so you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so that is the best that we are able to do right over here. Okay, yes, we will be doing the project as well in code Sandbox. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, so once you've done that, we will be trying to understand some of the important concepts that is required. John Wick, like I said, do not code along with me. Okay, just listen to me very carefully, whatever I'm doing. Okay, don't worry about it. The second thing is, will not be using VS Code. The reason for that is extremely simple, because many of the students will be working from their mobile phones and we need to make sure that those people are also able to move further with us. Okay, so let us open up code Sandbox. We have opened up our node HTTP server template as well. Okay, once you have done that, as you're able to see, it generates some external resources, some dependencies as well. We are having our package.json, index.js. So we will be trying to understand each and every single thing from right over here. The first thing that we need to understand is let us first take up the terminal from right over here. Some of the important concepts in terminal is something that you guys need to understand. Let me just increase the size so that you are able to see it absolutely clearly. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, this is our terminal. So I clicked on this particular plus button, basically create a bin bash terminal right over here. Okay, now the terminal is a particular place that is also called as command prompt in your local laptop as well, where you're able to directly interact with your computer without the presence of a visual graphical user interface. Okay, so whatever buttons that you're able to see, for example, if I'm going into my folder, okay, I'm going into my folder. If I want to create a new file, I have to do a right click, then I will be able to create a new file right over there, and so on and so forth. I want to delete something, I can right click on it, I can rename something, I can create a folder, a file from like these visual interfaces that we have. Now command prompt basically removes all that for you. Command prompts basically works directly, where you are able to interact directly with the computer using just your terminal itself. And that is what we are going to understand right now, guys. Okay, so what I'm saying, guys, please focus upon it. Please try to understand as much as possible. It's very important that you guys are able to understand everything clearly. Okay, the first thing that we are going to learn is about, for example, where are we currently? So when we are looking at a particular file, okay, file system, we're able to see that, okay, we are currently present in desktop, we are currently present in our downloads folder, we are currently present in our videos folder. Okay, so but what about the rest of the stuff? Okay, so basically from right over here, you can use the command pwd, or present working directory. Okay, the full form of pwd is present working directly. It basically tells you that in which folder of the current system that you are in present are you. Okay, so for example, pwd is getting us a folder called as Sandbox. So basically pwd is telling you that present working directory basically means folder. Present working directory means which folder are you currently in. So that is your Sandbox folder right over here. Now if I want to check what are the different files that are present in this current folder, okay, what are the different files that are present in this current folder, I can just write ls, okay, or list all the files. Basically ls, the full form of ls is list all the files. So as you're able to see, inside our Sandbox folder, we are having files as readme.md, index.js, node modules, package.json, and yarn.log. These are all the different files, okay, that are present in the current working directory. Along with, so for example, the node modules, as you're able to see, that is the only one that is present as a blue color. All the other files have been listed out as white itself. So white basically means those are files, whereas the blue basically denotes that node modules is another folder that is present right over there. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand? Bulga kid, I would suggest you to increase the quality of the video. This is a YouTube video. I'm able to understand that you're coming on YouTube for the very first time. Okay, you can increase the quality of the video to 720p or 1080p. You'll be able to see everything very clearly. Okay, the second thing that we need to do, okay, the second thing also, I will just show you guys again how to open up your terminal. So give me a second. So when you are opening up your console, okay, when you are opening up a code sandbox, it will open up something like this. Okay, you are having your code right over here, a browser right over here, and the terminal on the right hand side, bottom right hand side. You have to increase the size. You have to drag this out and increase the size of the terminal from right over there. Okay, so just increase the size of the terminal, increase it to the entire width of the screen, and then you have to click upon this particular plus button on the right hand side. Okay, you have to click on this particular plus button on the right hand side. So that will create a new terminal for you where you are able to work upon. Okay, so pwd listed out the present working directory, ls listed out all the files that are there, files and folders that are there in the current working directory, that is a sandbox. Now we'll be creating our own folder. Okay, to create our own folder or to create our own directory inside the sandbox. So currently we know that the present working directory is sandbox. We are currently in the sandbox directory. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is we are going to create our very first folder. To be able to do that, the command that you are going to use is mkdir. Okay, or make dir, okay, or make directory, mkdir or make directory right over there. Now once you have listed out the mkdir or make directory, you have to specify, okay, you have to specify what is the name of the folder that you want to create. Okay, you want to specify what is the name of the folder that you want to create right over there. So the name of the folder that I want to create is intro to node. Okay, so this is the name of the folder that I want to create. Make dir, that is make directory, mkdir intro to node. Okay, so as I'm pressing enter, let's see in the file system, let's see in the file system if we are able to see. So as you're able to see, we have created a new folder. Okay, we have created a new folder right over here called as intro to node, that is empty. Okay, we have created a new folder using mkdir intro to node. As you're able to see in the file system, we have created this intro to node folder as well. Okay, yes, directory basically means folder. Now we will go into, so currently like I said, pwd. Okay, we are currently present in our sandbox folder. ls, we are able to see that we have an intro to node folder inside the current working directory. We want to go inside of our intro to node folder. We want to go inside our intro to node folder right over there. To be able to go into that, we will be using another command, that is cd or change directory. We'll be using cd or change directory and then the name of the directory that you want to go inside. I want to go inside intro -to -node. Okay, that is the name of the folder that I want to go inside. Okay, cd intro to node, that is I want to change my directory to intro to node. I want to go inside intro to node directory right over there. Okay, so I will click on enter, and as you are able to see, if I'm writing pwd right over here, we are currently present inside sandbox, and then inside of that as well, inside intro to node folder. Okay, we are present inside our intro to node folder right over here. Okay, are you guys able to see this? Please let me know, guys. So I am your Bhattacharya. I've already told you guys, do not code along with me. Otherwise, you will be missing out on topics and you won't be able to figure out how things work. I know that why the terminal is not working, because you have not listened to me properly. How to open up the terminal, I have specified it 3 times up till now. Okay, so if you have not listened to me properly, you won't know how to open up the right terminal to use. Okay. PWD Shubh Joshi basically means present working directory. Okay, so as you're able to see, we are in our intro to node folder. We can go back if you want to go back to our sandbox folder. We are currently present into our intro to node folder. We want to go back to our intro sandbox folder. If you want to go back a level up, you have to write cd or change directory and then dot dot. Okay, 2 full stops. Okay, cd dot dot. So if you are pressing enter right over here and then you are checking pwd again, right now you have gone a step back and you are currently present into your sandbox folder. So cd dot dot basically helps you to go back one step back into the hierarchy. So we are presently present in our intro to node folder. We went back to our sandbox folder right over here. Now sometimes I'm able to understand you don't want to write intro to node completely, okay, again and again whenever you want to go inside your folder itself. For that you will be writing cd intro, okay, and then just click on tab. Okay, just click on tab right over here. Okay, I think so. This Okay, just click on tab right over here. So just like write a small portion of the name and just click on tab. So that will auto complete it for you. Okay, that will auto complete it for you. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know, guys. For those who are coming late in the class and asking where to do this, please guys, you are not on time. Do not disturb the class. Okay, you go back, start watching from the start itself. We have already covered it. Okay, so do not disturb the class. If you are late in that particular sense, start watching the class from the utmost start. Okay, so as you're able to see, for example, I don't want to write intro to node completely. I want to go into our intro to node. So you just write intro and then just click on tab. So it will auto complete the entire name for you. It will auto complete the entire name for you. So we are going to press enter. As you're able to see, we are back into our intro to node folder. Now as you're able to see from right over here, the intro to node folder is empty. Okay, there is nothing inside of it. Okay, the intro to node folder is empty. So we are going to check right from here as well. If I'm pressing ls, I'm pressing ls, nothing is shown right over there because our intro to node folder is empty. We want to create a new file right over there. We want to create an index.js file inside our intro to node folder. So to do that, we will be writing another piece of code, that is touch. To be able to create a new file, the code that you have to write is touch right over there. So we have to write touch touch, and then the name of the file that you want to create, that is index.js. So that is the name of the file that we want to create right over there, this touch index.js. Okay, so if I'm pressing enter right over here, I can just do ls and you will be able to see that we have created a new file called as index.js. Okay, we've created a new file called as index.js. Okay, so as you're able to see from right over here as well, we are having the index.js file that we have created inside our intro to node folder. Okay, now I can go inside my index.js file. I will just go inside my index.js file from here and I can write my code inside the index.js file. Now this index.js file is currently present into our intro to node folder. Okay, so I can write my code, let's say console.log, and then I'm having hello world. Okay, console.log hello world right over here. I will be saving my code inside the index.js. Okay, so this is the code that you have written. Now if you want to run your code, right over here, okay, first let's clear this terminal to be, so there's a lot of different things that you are able to see. All the code that I've written right over here, it looks very messy. If you want to clear your terminal, make it like clean once again, you just have to write clear, clear. Okay, you just have to write inside the terminal clear. If you're pressing enter, it will just clear everything up for you and you will get like a nice and clean terminal once again. Okay, now inside the index.js file, so previously as well, when we were working in snippets, we created our index.js file. Okay, I already told you at that point of time, it's a file inside of which you're writing your JavaScript code. Now to run this particular JavaScript code, right now you are not working. This is not a browser itself. Try to understand this. Right now we are not using our console. We are not using our snippets. Okay, we are not working inside our browser itself. This is an online IDE. It is executing its code inside a computer itself. It is executing its code inside a computer itself with Node.js surrounding it so that you are able to run the code. Now to run a code, now to run this particular index.js file, will be utilizing the help of Node.js. We'll be utilizing the help of Node.js. Okay, so you have to just write node and then index.js right over here. So that basically you are asking Node to run the index.js file for you. As soon as I'm pressing enter right over here, you will be able to see that inside the terminal, which is also called as console, when you are working in an IDE, you're getting hello world being printed inside your terminal itself. Okay. Saksham, we have already discussed about what is index.js in our day 2 class. Were you not present in the day 2 class, guys? what is the meaning of sandbox? Sandbox basically is like, see, you don't need to understand the meaning. It's the company that is called Sandbox. They have created this individual boxes for you, individual containers for you, which they refer to as sandbox, where you are able to utilize an full-blown IDE and write your code, execute your code, and even deploy it. Okay. Yes, we will be learning about Express as well. Don't worry about it. Without Express, you won't be able to create a backend. Okay. So Node is basically just for running the JavaScript code. You need to know about Express so that you are able to build backend applications. Okay. Puneri boy, inside your tab itself, you will have files and then everything. There you will be able to get terminal as well and open up a terminal in VS Code from right over there. Okay. Okay, so as you're able to see, we have got hello world printed inside our terminal. So we ran it and we got hello world printed inside our terminal right over here. Okay, so that is as simple as that. This is one of the main uses of Node.js to be able to like run code, okay, properly. Now, Anup, you can name this file as shaurya.js, anup.js, sabya.js. You can name it as anything. Okay, index.js is basically what I used to write for the main JavaScript file. Okay, but .js extension basically means that it is a JavaScript file itself. Okay. Okay, so now right now you need to understand about one more topic inside our Node itself, that is our read evaluation print loop, okay, or REPL, read evaluation print loop. So when you were working inside your console, when you were working inside the console of your browser itself, you were able to execute one line at a time. Okay, if you guys remember, you used to execute one line at a time. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to create something like that. We want to create something like that where we are having a particular pattern, just like a console itself, where you are able to execute one line at a time itself. Okay, so right over here you have to write node to be able to enter into that mode. Okay, to be able to enter into that mode of REPL, or read evaluation print loop. Okay, you just have to write node and then click on enter. Okay, so as you're able to see right now, you have entered into the REPL mode of Node. That is basically what you are doing inside your console in the browser as well. So if you want to write your code right over here, let's say I want to write 5 plus 7, it will execute it just like in the console itself. If I want to write console.log hello world, it will execute this line of code for you. If you want to do a string concatenation, so sure plus space plus Sinha, so it will do the concatenation for you as well. So whatever you were doing inside the console, inside the browser on the first day, you are able to do all that from right over here as well. Okay. Okay, so if you want to exit this REPL mode, you want to go back to your normal terminal itself, you want to exit this REPL node. So the code that you have to write is, you just have to do Control C twice. Okay, you have to do Control C twice. Okay, or else what you can do is you can just write exit to exit the REPL mode and go back to your terminal. So these are the two things that you can do. Either you can click on Control C twice to exit the REPL mode of Node, or you can basically write .exit to basically come out of the REPL mode. Okay. All India channel, why are you not using NodeMon? See, this is why I'm not using NodeMon, and this is why I try to take things from the basics. People don't understand. So why do you use NodeMon? Okay, what is the use of NodeMon? To be able to make sure that whatever server that you are having, whatever changes that you're doing in your code, that is getting reflected on the browser without having to reload your server. We will be learning about NodeMon, but that is the use of NodeMon. Why will I use NodeMon right over here? That's a like that is the reason why, if you're not able to understand the basics, if your basics is very poor, then dude, like, this will happen. Okay, this is something that is going to happen. You have to make sure that your basics is the absolute clear, so that you are able to move on with the conceptual building next. If your basics are weak, your concepts will never be made. You will never be able to create a project, and that is not something that you want. You don't want to be in a tutorial hell. You want to make sure that you are basically creating your basics, your concepts first, your foundations first. If your foundations are clear, you don't require a tutorial. After that, it's extremely simple to be able to do everything on your own. You don't even require any video or anything like that. Okay. So alert and prompt that we saw inside our browser on the day one, that is not something that will work inside your Node.js. Why is that the case? Because this is not a browser. That is a particular thing that has been built for a browser itself. Okay, right now you are not working inside a browser, you're working inside an IDE. There's nothing to give an alert on, there's nothing to give a prompt on. That is the reason why you will not be using alert or prompt inside a Node.js package. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so see, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not here to like always be like कि, अरे do this, watch tutorial, do this, do that. This is not the job for me. My job is mentoring, and I will always speak the truth. Okay, so if I'm telling you guys that your basics is weak, your concepts are weak, and without that you will never be. If you're watching like 50 different project videos, but you will not know shit even after that, because your concepts, your basics are weak. The thing should be that if I'm giving you a project, if I'm telling you that okay, you have to build this particular project, I will just be telling you about a project itself. I'm not going to give you the code, I'm not going to give you something. Okay, if you are not able to build that project, that means your concepts are weak. You have the full access to Google, but that project won't be something that will be available on Google. You will have to code it, and if you don't have the conceptual knowledge right, you'll never be able to code it. I'm not talking about the boot camp, I'm talking about like a normal scenario in the entire world. Okay, so always keep that in mind, that whenever you are learning, try to make sure that your conceptual knowledge is not like on a very shaky grounds. Okay. Okay. The next thing that we need to learn about is inside our node. So we have learned about the uh, I'm so sorry. We learned about the REPL package right now. Okay, the REPL mode of Node.js. Now Node.js, like I said, was created to basically liberate. Okay. Node.js was basically created to liberate JavaScript from the browser and put it into a system and be able to provide it with some additional features as well, that your vanilla JavaScript, okay, your vanilla JavaScript or your normal JavaScript wasn't able to do that. Okay, your normal JavaScript wasn't able to do that. So let us look at that. Let's go to our Node.js documentation. So this is the official Node.js documentation. You will be able to find a lot of different things right over here. I will definitely suggest you guys to go through the documentation. Most of the stuff that you want to do, you will be able to do that from this documentation itself. So we'll go to the documentation. Okay, we'll go to the documentation from right over here. And okay, so features and everything, home, about, docs, getting involved, clearance. Okay. We'll be going to Node.js 17.x. That is the 17th version of Node.js 17.9.1. Inside of that, as you're able to see, there is a lot of different packages that come up pre-bundled with Node. Flash, like I said, if you're coding along with me, you have skipped on something that I've said. If it's working right over here, it means that it will be working right over there as well. So, like I said, if you're coding along with me, you are skipping on some stuff, you are not listening to me carefully, it won't work. It won't work at all. So you have to make sure that you're listening to every single step that I'm doing. Okay, great. So as you're able to see, Node.js comes up pre-bundled with a lot of different packages. Assertion testing, async hooks, buffer, C++, embedded API, cluster, console, co-package, crypto, debugger, decrypted APIs, diagnostic channels, and so on and so forth. All these packages are basically created by someone who created Node.js. The person who wrote the entire Node.js code base has already created it for you. Okay, now you can just use these packages that come up pre-bundled with Node.js and do something with it. So let us look at one of these packages. Let us look at the file system package. Okay, now the file system package basically helps JavaScript to interact with the files on your local laptop. Okay, the file system package basically helps your JavaScript to interact with the local files that you are having inside your computer itself. Okay, that is where the file system package is being used. Okay, as you're able to see, there's a lot of different file packages that you are able to see from right over here. We will be using our copy file sync. Okay, so this is one of the code that we'll be using, copy file sync. Okay, so it will be very easy, guys, don't worry about it. So first of all, we want to use the file system package. Okay, we want to use the file system package inside our Node.js. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to go back to our index.js file. We're going to remove everything. First of all, we need to tell JavaScript. Okay, we need to tell JavaScript that we require this particular package itself. We require this particular package that comes pre-bundled with Node.js, this library that comes pre-bundled with Node.js. Okay, so first we'll be creating. Now there is a concept called as const. Up till now you have learned about var or variables. Now thing with variables is, if you are writing var a is equals to 15, I can later on change it to a is equals to a plus 45. Okay, I can change the value of var at any point of time. Okay, but for example, if you are having a value such as pi is equals to 3.14, can I change the value of pi? Is there any possibility where I am able to change the value of pi? Can somebody let me know? Can somebody let me know? Can we change the value of pi, guys? No, we cannot change the value of pi. Okay, but creating it as a variable, creating it as a var will enable me at any point of time, whenever I'm writing my code by mistake as well, I can write pi is equals to pi plus 15. I can do that. Okay, I can do that at any point of time. Okay, because I've created pi as a variable itself. And I shouldn't be doing this. To prevent this from happening, there is another type of variable that we call as const or constant. Okay, that is, here we const pi is equals to 3.14. That is, pi is a constant value. You cannot change it. I cannot do something like pi is equals to pi plus 15. If I'm doing this, it will give me an error. It will give me an error that pi is a constant value and you cannot change it. Okay, so that is where you use the instead of using var, you will be using constant. Okay, so that you are not able to change the value. Okay, you're not able to change the value while moving further inside your code. Pi will always be constant. The value of pi will always be constant. That is 3.14. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. So what we will be doing right now is we need to tell JavaScript that we require this fs module. Okay, we require the file system module so that we are able to utilize it. Okay, to be able to do that, we just have to write a very small line of code. Okay, we have to write const fs. Okay, we are creating a constant called as fs that is basically telling JavaScript to require the file system package. Okay, to require the fs package or the file system package. This basically brings in your file system package from your Node.js. Okay, it's from your Node.js module. It brings on the module called as file system. It brings out the module called as file system from your Node.js modules itself. Okay, so Node.js comes pre-installed with these packages that basically gives your JavaScript some additional features. Okay, now we will be using this so that you guys are able to understand this in a much more clear sense. Of course, you can just go back to the documentation. You can go back to the documentation. I will suggest you guys, after today's class is over, go through the documentation, try to read it as much as possible, try to understand as much as possible. We will be utilizing this copy file sync method from this module. Okay, the module fs will be utilizing the copy file sync method. Now the copy file sync method basically copies the contents from the source file to the destination file. So if you're having two files, let's say file 1.txt and file 2.txt. So copy file sync will copy the content of the source file, that is the file 1.txt, whatever you have written in that, and it will paste it inside the file 2.txt. Okay, so right over here, if I'm using this particular code, if I'm using this particular code itself, so I have just to call, okay, this particular method. So if it is fs.copy, okay, have to use fs.copy file sync. Okay, so you have to do fs.copy file sync. It takes in two parameters, okay, the source and the destination. It takes in two parameters right over here, the source file and the destination file. Okay, so here I need to create a source file, that is the file 1.txt. okay, we need to create a source file, that is the file 1.txt. so let's go right over here inside our intro to Node, which we are currently located in. We need to create two files. So what will be the commands? Can somebody let me know what will be the command to create a file in the terminal? Let me first clear it out. What will be the command to create a file called as file 1.txt inside our terminal? Can somebody let me know? That's absolutely clever, guys. It's touch. So we have already studied about it. Okay, so touch touch file 1.txt. Okay, we are going to create our file 1.txt from our terminal. As you're going into the folder, you are able to see that we have our file 1.txt as well. Now we'll write something right over here. So let us just go to our website devtown.in, and we will just copy this particular file name, go back to our code. Like, I don't want to write something on my own, so I've just copied it from the website itself. Okay, so right now file 1.txt contains a particular text. Okay, contains some text right over here. Now we need to create our file 2.txt as well. Okay, we need to create our file 2.txt as well. So let us do that. We'll open up the terminal once again. Okay, inside the terminal we'll be writing clear and then we will be writing our file 2.txt. We'll be creating an empty file called as file 2.txt. For that you will be writing to your touch file 2.txt. okay, so we'll be creating that as well. We'll be again going back to our folder. As you're able to see, we are having our file 2.txt that is totally empty. Okay, are you guys able to see this? Our file 2.txt is totally empty right over here, whereas our file 1.txt has a particular sentence inside of it. Learn artificial intelligence and full stack web development from people at Google, Goldman Sachs, American Express, and Microsoft. Okay, so we are able to have right over here as well. Okay, then we are going back to our index.js file. Okay, and then we are going to write our source file, that is our file 1.txt, and then the destination we need to change it as file 2.txt. This should copy our text from file 1.txt and paste it inside our file 2.txt. Okay, we've already seen that our file 1.txt contains a text, whereas our file 2.txt is empty. Okay, so to run this particular line of code, to run this particular file called as index.js, you are going to come back to your terminal. Let's clear everything up so that everything looks perfect, and then you are going to write your code as how to run this particular index.js code. Can somebody let me know what should be the command to run this index.js node, guys? Please let me know, guys. Yeah, so we will be writing node index.js. Okay, to run this particular index.js file, we'll be writing node index.js. If you are pressing enter right over here, okay, if you are pressing enter right over here, let's go back to our file 2.txt. Let's go back to our file 2.txt, and as you're able to see, now we are having that same sentence inside our file 2.txt as well. File 1.txt, whatever was the content of file 1.txt was copy pasted to the file 2.txt as well. Now that is how Node has a lot many number of modules that come pre-installed, pre-packaged with Node itself that can directly use at any point of time, that increases the functionality of your plain old vanilla JavaScript. The JavaScript that we were previously learning is called as vanilla JavaScript. Okay, that is like, because vanilla is one of the most basic flavors, that is a basic JavaScript. Now Node.js helps on expanding upon the basic functionality of JavaScript and giving it much more access to different things. Okay, so are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. I'm so sorry. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Okay, great. So once you've understood the functionality and why we use Node.js itself, let's try to understand about npm. Okay, let me just open up npm on my screen. So npm, a node package manager, is basically a platform as well as a portal where, so the package that the file system module that you saw right now, that has been created by the people who created Node.js. Okay, and it comes pre-packaged with Node.js itself, so you are able to use like a module like file system directly. Now you can create your very own package. Okay, you can write your own code, you can create your very own package, and you can put it up on npm for anyone to use. You can put it up on npm for anyone to use right over here. Okay, as you're able to see, for example, if you're searching package like, let's say, Node.js. Okay, so these are all the packages that are available. Okay, these are all the packages that are available, that have been created by thousands of people and have been put up right over here for everyone to use, so you don't have to worry about it. You can directly come to know an npm. So like, how does this work? Let's try to understand it. You created a particular code, that does something. Okay, you package it up, you bundle it up inside a box, and you put it up on npm so that anybody else throughout the world can take that package up, install it inside the dependencies of their Node.js, and then can directly use that code without having to write a single line of code themselves. Okay, they didn't have to write that entire code again. They could directly just take your package from npm and use it directly. That is the beauty of npm. Just think about it as, let's say, okay, so let's try to understand it from a perspective of so Lego. How many of you are familiar with Lego, guys? Okay, how many of you guys are familiar with Lego? Can somebody let me know? How many of you are familiar with Lego, guys? Okay, people are not familiar with Lego. What the fuck? Oh shit, like, Okay, so people are not familiar with Lego. Let me think about another example then. Okay, then if you are not familiar with Lego, then you won't be familiar with 3D printing as well. Now, that would also be a very shitty. Okay, so let's say that you want to create, you are a very rich person. Okay, you are a very rich person, and you want to create a particular pool inside your backyard. Okay, you want to create a particular pool inside your backyard, and there are two ways to go further with it. You can go out, dig a hole in the ground. You can use the materials that you have to create an entire like pool by yourself, or you could just like call a particular person. Okay, you can call a particular company and they would just come right over there. They'll just dig everything out for you. They will just place the entire like a pre-built pool. Okay, they will place a pre-built pool directly inside your backyard. Okay, so it looks something like this. So it looks something like this. They just basically like just take the entire pool that is already pre-built and they will just put it up inside your backyard. Maybe you want to grow some trees inside your backyard. So there are two ways to go further with it. Either you could plant the seeds, water them every single day, and slowly and slowly, maybe in 10 or 15 years, you are able to get a tree inside your backyard. Or the second thing that you can do is you can contact a company. They will come, they will dig a hole, they will just take an entire tree and just place it right over there, cover it up, and you are having a tree in just less than a day. Instead of waiting for 12 to 15 years for that tree to grow up, at any point of time, you will be able to directly have a tree inside your backyard in a day. That is how like these concepts work. The same thing goes on for npm packages as well. You could like create that functionality, you could write that code on your own at any point of time. Okay, you could write that code on your own at any point of time. It will take a lot of time from your behalf, it will take a lot of like brain power from your behalf to create that code. But if there is an npm package that is available for you, you directly just download that npm package and start using it. Okay, and start using it right over there. Okay, are you guys able to understand? Please let me know, guys. Amit Sharma, man, are you not able to understand that I'm ignoring you? Like literally, on the last day of the bootcamp, I've already told you guys by when you will be getting the certificates. It might take 3 to 4 days, plus minus, to get the certificates. So please be silent. If you don't want to study, you can leave the class. I really don't care about you. Okay. So again, I'm not here to like answer people who are basically disturbing the class when I'm teaching. Okay. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand? Please let me know, guys. The coffee is also over. My life is now in darkness. So, how many of you saw Love and Thunder? Okay, there's a lot of like learning right over here. Let's try to make a bit fun as well. How many of you saw the Love and Thunder movie? Thor Love and Thunder. Okay, don't think about it as something else. Okay, how many of you saw the Thor Love and Thunder movie? What was your review with the movie like? Did you like it? Do you think that it was a little bit overboard with the jokes and everything? Like, yes, the ending was good. Like, now Thor is basically a dad of a daughter from eternity. Of course, in the comics, nothing like that happened. In the comics, Thor had a daughter with what is her name? Jane Foster itself. But yeah, like dude, like you just like destroyed everything. Like it was, I felt as if it was made for like a 10th standard or a 9th standard student and not an adult. That entire movie, it just tried to bring back jokes again and again. The punches weren't landing, jokes were conflicting with each other. And like, okay, I'm able to understand by like after Thor Ragnarok, you want to make things as light as possible. But dude, like that guy lost his brother, that guy lost his mother, father, his friends, and just like everything was a joke in this movie. Like, I didn't like that particular aspect about it. Okay, so oh shit, I should have said spoiler alert. And of course, you guys must be knowing that at the end, the daughter, that is Gore's daughter, Love, is basically the real life daughter of Chris Hemsworth as well. Like the actor who plays Thor, it's his real life daughter as well. Okay, so now I've already gave out the spoilers, so there's nothing that can be done about it. Okay, yeah, it looks like a comedy movie. Yeah, in the comics as well, Hercules was in the early days one of the villain when compared to Thor, and they had a lot of fights as well. But later on, they became friends and they had a great time, so it was good enough. Okay, is that ours? Okay, yeah, it's ours. Okay, so let's start. The class as well once again, so a bit of exploration from away from the coding and everything, so that we are also freshen up as much as possible. The next thing that we need to do is how to use npm. Okay. You want to use npm right now. Okay, so let us look at that. It will be very easy, don't worry about it. Okay. Let's go to our code right now. Okay, now to utilize npm package manager, you need to start off with, first you need to go into your terminal. Okay, you need to tell that you are going to use, so we will just clear it so that we are able to see everything properly right over here. And then we need to initialize npm. Okay, we need to initialize npm. That again, right now, if I need to utilize any of the npm packages, if I want to download any npm packages, I need to initialize it. First check which folder are you currently in. The folder where your project exists, that should be the same folder inside of which you should be initializing your npm. So to check which folder that you are currently in, which command will you guys be using? Can somebody let me know? To check which folder that you are currently in. Okay, which command will you guys be utilizing, guys? Yeah, so I have also watched a lot of animes as well. PWD, that's amazing, guys. So present working directory or print working directory, whatever you guys prefer. We are able to see that we are into our intro to Node. Hey Devesh, what happened to her? So intro to Node folder, as you are able to see, we are currently in that. Now we'll be initializing our npm. To initialize npm, you have to write npm in it. Okay, npm init. Okay, that is the code that you have to write, npm init. Okay, as you're able to see, we have written right over here npm init. Okay, and then you are going to press enter. That will basically initialize your npm package for you. That will basically initialize your npm package for you. Okay, so to initialize the package, when you're typing npm init, this is space, okay, npm space init. Okay, it will ask you some of the questions. So the package name, should the package name be intro to node? Okay, it's fine, we will just type in intro to node. Okay, just press enter, it will move on to the next particular line. It is version 1.0.1. Okay, no issues, enter. So that will go into the next line of code. Description, this is my code for learning npm. Okay, so I've written this particular line right over here as a description to this particular package, that this is my code for learning npm. Okay, next we are going to have entry point. Okay, so inside the entry point we have to write index.js, that is the file index.js that is present inside this particular folder itself. So that's also correct. So we'll just press enter to move on to the next line. We don't require any test commands as of now, so we'll be going to the next line as well. Git repository, we don't want to connect any git repository as of now, so we'll also leave it. Just enter. Keywords, nothing is required. Enter author, just write your name right over here. Let's say Shaura Sinha, so that is the author of this particular package that has been created. License ISC, we don't want to like work with that, so let's keep it at by default itself. Is this okay? So it is basically providing you an information right over here. So name is intro to node, version is 1.0.0. This is my code for learning npm. Main is index.js. We are having npm, not mpm. N for Noida, P for Punjab, M for Mumbai. Okay, npm in it. Okay, then you are having your scripts, author, license, everything is fine. Just press enter right over here and you have initialized your npm. Okay, you have initialized your npm right over here. Now you can go back to your files. You can delete your file 1.txt, we don't require it. Delete file 2.txt as well, we don't require it. And you're able to see a new file has been created for you called as package.json. Okay, a new file or a JavaScript object file has been created for you guys right over here, where it specifies all the details of the npm package called as intro to node. Okay, it has created a npm package right over here that you can use. Okay, are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know, guys. This is not a project. This is not what you're doing. You're not creating a project right over here. You're just initializing npm. If you want to utilize, if you want to get a particular tree into your backyard, you need to register with that particular company first. This is what you're doing. You're basically registering with npm that, okay, this is an npm package. Now if I want another package, I can just install it right over here. Okay, are you guys able to understand how to initialize npm for your project? How to initialize npm for your project? Great. Okay, now we are going back to our index.js file. Okay, let's close this. We don't require it anymore. And now we'll be deleting all the code from here as well. Now we will be using npm package as well. Let us go back to our npm package manager and let's search for a particular package. Let's search for a package called as Arey yaar, Dipesh, please wait. You will get your certificates. It takes a lot of time for us to send out certificates to the students. There's a lot of things that go behind in the back. It will take us some time, but you will get the certificates. Okay. Okay. So right over here, we will be searching for a package. Let's search for super villain. Let's take up super villains. Did it not work properly? Okay, so this is a particular package that we will be using right now. Okay, so this is a particular package that has been created by somebody. Okay, so who has created this, I have no clue, but so I think so it has been created by Sindre Sorhus. Okay, it looks like a name of a dinosaur or something like that. Okay, so Sindrisaurus has created this entire package that is called as the super villains. And if you are just reading it right over here, you will be able to understand that it gives you the super villain names. Okay, it basically gives you a super villain name randomly. It generates a super villain name for you. So let us try and look at how we can use it. NPM basically stands for Node Package Manager. Okay, so right over here we will be using it. Okay, so we'll go back to our, so to install it, okay, to install it, as you're able to see, to install this particular package, we are having npm install supervillains. Okay, we are going to install it from right over here called as npm install supervillains. So let us just copy this. I don't want to write the code once again. Okay, you need to make sure that you're not making any type of spelling mistakes. If it's a small letter, it's a small letter. If it's a capital letter, it's a capital letter. The name of a package is very important. If you're making a spelling mistake or you are making any case sensitive error from right over here, it will lead to you it will lead to a wrong package to be installed, or maybe sometimes errors as well. So always keep that in mind, that just copy it from here when you're installing a node package manager. I always copy it from right over here. I don't want to type it and make any type of errors. Okay, so let us copy this entire thing. Okay, how bad is your okay habit? It's as bad as the amount of money that I have having in my bank. See, not everybody is perfect. But yeah, it's fine. Like for me, I know there are some demerits that I'm having. I'm into anime a lot, like a lot. So it's fine. Like I will roast somebody just walking on the street itself and he will cry his eyes out. So it's fine. Like I don't care about that. That is not something that I'm here to do. Okay. Not everybody is perfect. If I was perfect, I would have been God. Not working as a software engineer. Okay, so we'll be copying it from right over here, go back to our npm, that is our code. We'll be coming back to our terminal. We will be clearing everything up, so clear clear, and then we'll be pasting our code right over there. So let's do a paste it. So npm install supervillains. Okay, so let's take up enter right over here. It will install the package for you. As you're able to see, it has installed the entire package for you guys right over here. Once it has installed the package, you are up and ready to basically utilize it. Okay, you are up and ready to basically utilize it. Now inside the package.json, okay, inside the package.json from right over here, okay, you are able to see supervillains, okay, as a dependency. You're able to see a dependency module that has supervillains version 3.0.0 right over here. So whatever you have installed, okay, whatever npm package that you have installed right over there, okay, so you are able to see that that dependency is present inside your package.json. That is, the package.json is basically the file that contains all the information about your npm package. So your npm package is dependent upon another package called as supervillains. Okay, your current npm package, that is intro to node, is dependent, okay, dependencies dependent upon another package, that is your supervillains package. Now to utilize this supervillains package, again, you don't have to do anything. You go back to your supervillains npm page inside the documentation itself. You will then be greeted with the usage page. We are having const supervillains because to require supervillains. Again, why the fuck do you want to like write it? So we'll just copy it from right over here, go back to our page and just paste it. So you are having const supervillains because to require supervillains, that is the dependency that you are having. So you have to tell JavaScript that we will be using this particular dependency right now. To be able to use it, okay, to be able to use it from right over there, you have to go back to your npm and you're having the supervillains.random that generates a random superhero name. Okay, that generates a random superhero name for you. We'll do console.log and then we'll be writing our code right over here, superhero.random. Supervillains.random. Okay, the supervillains.random right over here, as you're able to see, generates a random supervillain name, generates a random superhero villain name for you. So going to your code, as you're able to see, supervillains.random basically gives you mudpack as your answer, that is a random supervillain name. Okay, and we want to console log it. Okay, we want to print it out inside our console, inside our terminal itself. So we'll be saving this particular 2 lines of code, going back to our console, our terminal. We will be removing everything from right over here, clear, and then we'll be running this particular code. Okay, so it's as simple as node index.js that will run our code for you, and we are getting Diablo. It feels as if a Spanish name, I think, like Diablo. It feels nice. Like supervillains basically have cooler names when compared to superheroes. I don't know why I feel that. Indigo, nah, that's fine. The chameleon, it's a Marvel villain. Okay, Alberto Flancon. So you are able to, every time that you are running this particular code, you are able to generate a new supervillain name. You are able to generate a random new supervillain name. Zoom, that is basically both a boon and a bane to today's society, as well as one of the lead villains of Flash as well. Okay. So you guys, Bullseye, that is a villain for what is his name? Fuck, I forgot his name itself. Daredevil. That's a Daredevil villain. Okay, then we are having Abracadabra. Hey, that was like one of the Hindi films that I used to watch TV series in my early childhood. Hero or something like that was the name. That had a villain that has the name of Abracadabra. Okay, Princess Morbux. I also don't know who that is. Okay, not Davy, Daredevil. Okay, okay. So okay, so we are able to have, like, we are able to generate, we are able to like initialize an npm package. We are able to install a new npm app package, and we saw how to use that npm package as well. Okay, moving further from here now, up till now, whatever you have learned about node.js, you're able to see that that is basically, okay, that is basically done just so that you guys are able to like have additional features over your plain old vanilla javascript. Okay, but this is just providing you the tools. Now you need to create a backend website as well. For that, you are going to use a backend framework called as Express, backend web development framework that is called as Express, and that is what we are going to learn from tomorrow onwards. So we'll be starting with Express. We'll be building some backend web development application as well, so don't worry about it. It will be a great time. Okay, okay. So your favorite villain? My favorite villain, I think so, should be like the God tier Doctor Doom that was present in the Secret Wars comic run. Like, I think so, he's going to be replaced by Kang the Conqueror in the movies. But yeah, in the comics, he was like, man, that was amazing. Like that, as well as the like the evil version of Reed Richards. Okay, he was also like amazing. Like that guy had a really fucked up backstory, but like he was also extremely like amazing. Yeah, many people tell me that I look like Carrie Minati. Somebody even commented on my picture that, sir, you look like a Carrie Minati cross Arijit Singh. I'm like, if my voice is definitely not that, that I can guarantee you the same. Okay. I was there today. I was thinking about like getting a clean shave, and then I told my brother, I have a little brother as well. I told him that I'm planning to get a clean shave, and he's like, hey, dude, like nobody would even recognize you, okay, without that beard. I'm like, hey, yeah, that's not good. Okay. So are you guys able to understand up till here? Okay, please do let me know. Best villain in anime. I think so. Like I wouldn't consider like Eren Yeager as like a villain or something like that. But yeah, right now the arc is made in such a way that it appears that he is going to be a villain. So I think so. Eren Yeager would be currently my favorite villain. Along with that, like Shigaraki, like the All for One Shigaraki is also something that I guess is amazing as a character itself. Like even I even have his like action figure right over here. Like I love the entire backstory and how they were able to create everything. Okay, so yeah, Shigaraki would be like one of the best characters that I've seen. Demon Slayer, I'm able to understand that the villains are great. I'm not judging anything or something like that, but like I read the manga and everything. It was amazing, but like still like that OP level stuff is something that I was not able to see. Like that is something I wanted. Shigaraki is able to give me that. Okay. Okay. So node is not completed, of course. You need to move further with it. We will be learning about Express, so we'll be building upon our knowledge of node slowly and steadily. Okay. Okay. West Alien in Ben 10. Okay. Okay, so I think so that would be it. Let me show you guys the attendance link for today. Itachi is a great character. I really hated Sasuke, but yeah, there's nothing that can be done right over there. This is the JavaScript and backend web development day 4. Let me just create today's attendance link. Okay, before I'm able to showcase the attendance link to you guys, can you guys just like the video as well? Okay, I don't want to remind you guys, but it would be great if you are able to like the video. It will just take a minute or two. Okay, so do like the video, and I will be able to create the QR code for you guys up till then. Okay. Sasuke in Boruto is right now like a mentor figure for Boruto, so I'm not able to comment anything about it. But yeah, that guy was pretty messed up. I needed to create for day 8, day 4, not day 3. Send link, copy, copy, the code generation, cancel, b, download, 4 July. Okay. So are you a fan of Ben 10? I used to watch it when I was a kid, but not right now, of course. Now that would be a cartoon, not an anime. Okay. So I've created the today's attendance link, guys. You can copy it from right over here. Okay. Yeah, I've changed it to day 4. Don't worry about it. Okay. Don't worry about it, guys. I've changed it to day 4. Don't worry about it. Okay. So I've changed it to day 4, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay. The name I had changed it to day 4. The title I didn't change it. So no issues in that. Okay. Okay. So we'll meet into tomorrow's class once again, guys. Please be on time. Okay, I've already changed it to day 4, guys. Okay. So we'll meet in tomorrow's class and we'll continue it from right over there. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you.